The Girl Who Woke Up with Someone Else's Memories was more than just a psychological thriller. It had everything: romance, mystery, suspense, and a whole lot of crazy. Let me catch you up. Our story begins with a woman named Ginny, a successful architect who lives in Boston with her fiancé, a history professor. Everything is going well until one night when she comes home to find him acting weird, like he's trying to hide something. She eventually finds out that he's been cheating on her with one of his students, so naturally she breaks up with him and goes to her friend's place to get over it. But while there, she has a weird seizure and blacks out for a bit. When she comes to, she seems fine at first, but then she starts having these random flashbacks to an alternate reality where she's married to a man named Peter, and they have a young son. But what's really weird is that she doesn't remember ever being married to this Peter guy or having a kid with him, and even stranger, she finds out that she's pregnant again, which is impossible since she and Peter would have to try for a baby for at least 9 months for her to be expecting. Her only conclusion is that maybe she had a one-night stand with a stranger who could possibly be the father of her unborn child. But here's where things take a turn. While looking through her mother's belongings, she finds a wedding album from another life. Inside, she sees pictures of her as a young girl with a man she doesn't recognize. A man she later finds out is named Peter. The two seem very much in love, but how can this be? If Peter is her fiancé in this other life, why doesn't she remember anything about him? And if she's pregnant, why does she have no memory of giving birth to their child? Confused yet? Because we're only getting started. She decides to do some digging and learns that her mother had a twin sister who died tragically young. And when she looks into her mother's sister's eyes, she sees the same exact eyes staring back at her from the photos in the album. Could this all be some crazy reincarnation situation? Well, things start to add up when she remembers a strange conversation from another life, a conversation she had with her mother about her sister and the mysterious Peter. And after listening to this old recording, she finally remembers everything. In her past life, she and Peter were madly in love and had a son together. They even had a second child on the way, when suddenly she passed away due to complications with her pregnancy. In a fit of grief, her mother, who was also a doctor, made a reckless decision. She used her daughter's memories and implanted them into her surviving twin, hoping that somehow it would help her cope with the loss. But instead, it created a living nightmare for her, causing her to relive the memories of a life that wasn't really hers. And now she's awake. She confronts her mother, who confesses to everything. She tells her daughter that she tried to make a new life for her, but it didn't work out. She was too tormented by the guilt of losing her first daughter that she ended up taking her own life. She thought that by giving her daughter her sister's memories, she would somehow be bringing her back in some way. But she was wrong, and with that, she ends her life. Our protagonist is devastated by the revelation, but she has to move forward for the sake of her unborn child. She calls Peter, who luckily is still alive, and asks him to come back. He accepts, and eventually the two are reunited, but not without a haunting twist. As they embrace, she realizes that the baby she's carrying is not Peter's meaning, that even though they have each other, now they're happily ever after, will always be tainted by the fact that their child is the product of a one-night stand.